And that can be on the floor, that can be in a chair, whatever's comfortable to you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. We often have an idea of we have to be a certain way, and throw that all out the window. Just find what feels comfortable for you in this moment. And there's this meditation that I want to show that I think is really nice. And you may have seen some statues of Buddha. So there's different ways that he's normally depicted, and often he's depicted, and he has this mudra. I'll try to turn this down a little bit, where there's one hand up and there's one hand down. Have you seen this when he's like this? And he normally has a big belly as well. So I'll talk about that symbolism, and we'll do a meditation with that. So what this is here he's receiving everything that's coming, anything that life is bringing. He's able to receive, he's able to accept whatever is happening. He's not turning away from anger, not turning away from all of these things that we tend to turn away from. The belly, the big belly being distended, is the fact that he's digesting the experience. He's digesting whatever is happening. So he's accepting it. He's digesting what he can take, the lessons he can learn, the things that he doesn't need to deal with anymore. And then the bottom hand, and it's kind of like dripping out, dripping down below, is that he's letting go of all of the things that he doesn't need. He's like, I can just completely release this. And it's such a beautiful, reminder that things that happen to us, we don't have to have and hold on to forever. That we do have the choice to take the pieces that we can utilize and that we can metabolize. If we're talking about digestion, like we can take the nutrients out of it, and then we excrete the stuff that we don't need anymore. And that's the way that our body actually functions. And if we can move that into not just a physical function, but an emotional function as well. And I think that that can be, it's a beautiful sentiment. It's very hard to do, but it's really nice whenever we do this meditation, and we can even use the hand mudra, if you'd like to kind of symbolize this process of metabolization. So if you would like to use the hands, then you can. If you'd rather not, that's completely fine. But let's just close our eyes down. I'll kind of guide us through it for a little bit. So close your eyes down. And bring to mind maybe something very, very gentle at first, maybe something that's just happened in your day today. So anything that's happened in the day today, maybe it was challenging, maybe it was not. We can start gently of what in your experience of today is nutritious, and what can you just let go? If there's been something at work, something challenging in your emotions. And I really like to even repeat the mantra, I accept, and I think of something to put here, like I accept that my boss has been really challenging today, and I release the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with me. Or I accept that today I had cravings, and release the fact that that makes me bad in my recovery. And in between this accept and release is kind of where that digestion, that lesson is, where we get the opportunity to learn from the action and the result. It can also be really nice to bring in some things that we get stuck on, some places, some pain points in your life where you get stuck, some things that we don't like to accept. Where can you keep a little piece of it? Learn, glean a bit of wisdom, and then release the rest. What is yours to keep and what is not? Be sure that your breath is flowing as you do this. And when I accept, I breathe in. I'm accepting, I'm bringing it in. And when release, we send it out with the exhale. And often where we're suffering, it's in the places where we're not willing to accept. One of my teachers says that resistance plus pain equals suffering. So it's not just the pain by itself, it's when we resist the pain. So the lack of acceptance creates the suffering. So where you are suffering, what piece can you accept, and where do you need to let go, and let go with an exhale? And continue to keep the breath really deep in the body at a physiological level. That exhale, when we're releasing, it's softening around the body, it's softening around the thing that we're releasing, just on an energetic level. And notice where things feel a little bit sticky. Some things might not yet be ready to let go of, and some things might be like, take it, that feels good. About 10 more rounds of breath. Inhale, maybe sigh out the mouth. So maybe audible exhale, or let the air out of the mouth in between the lips. Maybe emphasize the exhale a little bit, so making it a little bit stronger than the inhale. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly begin to open your eyes, just taking in the light. Notice any sensation or feeling in the body. And I'd love to hear how that was. Was there anything that you were able to connect to in terms of metabolizing or releasing? I think this is such a beautiful reminder that, like, oh yeah, I don't have to hold all of this.
Yeah, thankfully it was actually very, I really enjoyed learning about the mudra and applying that. And for me, it was releasing a lot of fear for some transition that I'm about to go through. So I'm gonna come back to this one and watch it because I really enjoyed it. So
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, what for you?
Yes. So as Tori mentioned, I thought the Buddha analogy. I guess that's not an analogy; it's a fact, right? That's part of the philosophy. So I thought it was super interesting because right now I'm going through a transition where I'm trying to eat, real food, right? And because I realized how much of digestion and work has to go into when you eat bad food, and because I have that fresh in my mind, right? Being able to relate to that example in a physical sense and apply it in a spiritual sense, I think is amazing. I really like that comparison of digestion, and I can really appreciate it because I'm going through that right now, and the way that I'm trying to eat, and I feel so much better as a result of that. So I felt really good after the meditation. My mind, I'm very high energy. So a challenge for me has always been that, right? That I'm just, like, always full throttle. And so to be able to tone things down, I think has really aligned me in a way where I can use that force, but in a different way, right? And so I really enjoyed that. I felt really peaceful and calm. And I just started meditating about a month ago, and I'm like super addicted to it in the sense, I hate to use that word because it's probably not the ideal word to use, but I really enjoy it. Let's just say that. I really enjoy it. And so to have this in the middle of the afternoon is good because I'm doing it in the morning and at night. So being able to do it right in the midday is nice to kind of rebalance myself. So thank you very much. I thought it was amazing.
Beautiful. I'm glad that really resonated with you on many levels. Yeah, that's really beautiful. And high energy is great. We just learn to redirect it. And I think that meditation really helps with that, of like how that we do have more control over that energy than don't. And high energy is a good thing. Yeah, you'll do good things. We just find new ways to use it. So gorgeous. Kit, how was it for you?
oh, Kit, if you want to unmute yourself, you're actually still muted. There you go.
Okay, I'm sorry. That felt really good because I'm not very good at meditation on my own. My brain is just very fickle, and it tends to just take flight from one thing to the next, and sometimes it almost ends up being more stressful. So I like the guided meditation and concentrating on my breathing, and it felt good because I guess I've just been kind of feeling in a funk the last few days, and with everything that's going on in the world. And I lost my dad not that long ago, and that's still hard. And my mom lives in an independent living complex, but they've locked it down. Not pretty much locked it down. They have locked it down. And so it's kind of frustrating. I haven't been able to share time with my mom, who I'm very close to, and my sister, who I'm very close to. And I don't know. It just, I feel like I go to work and I feel very stressed because so many people are just angry. They're angry, and it feels like there's a lot of hate in them too, and a lot of fear is what it is. And so I guess between that and kind of holding my, or biting my tongue a lot of times during the day from just mean people, and then not being able to share the time with family that I love, it just kind of it just kind of makes me feel sad and isolated, which for me, I'm the kind of person who tends to isolate anyway, but those are people I don't want to isolate from, and they're people that give me strength, and we have a very loving relationship. So it's just been difficult all around lately, and so this felt good because, you know, with the controlled breathing and just feeling like I was breathing out the stress and the negative, and that felt good, and I need the guided meditation, so I appreciated it. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Yeah, I know that, yeah, it sounds like you're going through a really challenging time. And I think that when we can do some things for ourselves, have some meditation in our toolbox, and we have a little bit more empowerment, like we get to, like we feel like we have something that we can do. And even if it's, yeah, focusing on our breath, that can really, really change the way that we're holding our energy. So I'm glad that resonated, that worked. So beautiful. Well, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Sorry if it's really loud. Actually, during the meditation, there was like some bush turkeys. So they have like rainforest turkeys here. They're like out here behind me, like fighting with each other. It's been really wild. There's koalas. There's like, it's really interesting. I've seen a lot of animals that I've never seen before.
Australia.
Really cool. All right. Well, thank you all so much. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.